Based on the British sitcom, 4 teenage misfits flee their crazy lives in London for a vacation in Greece.
It's time to get back on the horse now, Si. And those little ponies need feeding.
There, they meet 4 British girls, also on vacation and looking for fun. The boys try their best to win over the girls in the Inbetweeners movie.
Hello, thanks for joining us. I'm Sean.
Hello, I'm Salim.
And I'm Greg. And we're here to discuss the Inbetweeners movie, based off the Inbetweeners TV show. We've all just seen it.
What happened to your accent?
I thought I didn't realize we were doing that.
That's what we were doing.
That's the beginning part.
We all agreed before the cameras.
Just thought you guys were talking like that.
Yes, this is the Inbetweeners movie, which is based on a British sitcom called The Inbetweeners. I believe that if you like British sitcoms and you liked the Inbetweeners TV show, you'll like this. If you're in the United States, I'm not sure it translates very well. It's very crude, very lowbrow, and very British.
I didn't see the original TV show. There's a lot of bit of the characters that we kind of don't really know. One of them's a nerd, and we kind of see him amongst all these other guys that don't really mesh that well together, and I'm sure in the TV show they kind of explain that a little bit better. So what we get is a British version of American Pie.
I liked it. I mean, I laughed during it, so, I mean, that's really the only real judge of a comedy. I thought that the protagonist, Will McKenzie, who's the nerd of the group, and narrates it and sort of has dialogue that's almost like narration too, where he responds too wittily to actually happen in real life. It's very stylized how funny and sharp he is. And I thought his lines were all really good.
You're a virgin, that's cool.
If anything, it's famously uncool.
Well, it's cute then.
That's even worse.
I don't really understand why these attractive, seemingly normal and fun women are throwing themselves at just 4 jerks.
Wishful thinking, I think. We hope that women do that in normal life. And I don't know if it's the British thing and the American thing. You're just looking at it going, I'm not sure why these girls would talk to these guys initially, first off. And then you've got one guy who all he can do is talk about his ex-girlfriend to the new girl who's interested in him.
Constantly.
Literally all he can do.
That's all he can do.
So it's like, she would put up with that? I don't think so. You've got another girl who's fat, quote unquote, which
Hollywood
is really
fat,
Hollywood
yeah.
fat. She's a little chubbier than everyone else.
She's
so
cute.
She's
I
fat.
liked her. I thought she was
Wait,
cute.
London fat.
There's just one joke about her. Everybody's just calling her fat. Even the guy who's supposed to like her calls her fat. So it's like, yeah, why are these women putting up with these guys?
And I feel like even they kind of got a little bit tired of the joke, because she even was like, oh yeah, I'm fat. Okay, yeah, that's the only joke that you're going to say about me, and yet they kept doing it over and over again.
Right. My favorite character was Will McKenzie, played by Simon Bird. I thought he was the least stupid, maybe, the easiest to like.
I'd love to see Simon Bird in more movies. He has all these very witty lines, which obviously aren't, like, the actor didn't write them, but I thought he delivered them very funny and great timing, and I want to see him more.
I like Blake Harrison, who plays Neil, mainly because he's this tall, lanky white dude who, for some reason, is a really good dancer and just breaks out and starts pop-locking, because there's this one scene where they have to go up to the 4 girls and start dancing to impress them, and then he just breaks it out of nowhere. And then we have the guys who try to join them, and obviously they can't dance. They just start copying him, and it was funny because it was an honest moment, and I really enjoyed it.
What's interesting is I think that the reason that that's one of the funniest parts is because it's one of the most endearing parts.
True.
Like, we can actually relate to white guys, maybe not you, but we can relate to white guys dancing poorly. You could probably relate to that in some ways, too.
Completely.
But it is like, okay, we're actually on the same playing field with these guys now. Everything else they do, I'm kind of going, I would never do that. That's kind of dumb. Maybe if we had seen all the episodes of the TV series, it would have endeared us to these guys a little more, but it's just, you know, the movie itself, we're not rooting for these guys.
I think that's the key. I think that this is a show where people have grown to love these characters or to at least understand them, and so now people get to go see them go on this big, crazy vacation and meet the girls of their dreams or whatnot, and so you're rooting for these guys to get with these girls because, you know, probably for the whole show, they've been failing at this.
One major criticism I had about this movie is the male frontal nudity portion of it.
Yeah, there was no boobies.
No boobs.
Like maybe for like 1 second.
Yeah, but it's like there must have been about 5 naked penises, at least, on screen.
If it's going to be American Pie, British remake, it's got to be some boobies.
Well, it's not at all for sex factor. It's all for comedy's sake. And the naked men aren't, you know, like attractive naked men. They're, you know, naked men for us to laugh at.
Yeah, penises are kind of funny.
Penises are hilarious.
Fans of the series will want to see these characters again, and if you like really lowbrow humor, you've got a whole movie's worth. But for everyone else, skip it.
At its best, the Inbetweeners movie is a British version of the American Pie films. Stream it.
I wasn't completely on board, but I laughed pretty much the whole movie, and if you're a fan of the show, then a definite see it.
All right, well, that's 1.5 tickets, which is a stream it for the Inbetweeners movie.
We were in between on that verdict. Cheers. Cheers, mates. Every woman in the movie is promising to take their clothes off, and they never do.
The way they fumble it with the women is the same way every single time.
Yeah,
it doesn't even really build.